The pyramids, enigmatic, huge, brilliant. Arab tales passed on down the generations hold that the pyramids frighten even time itself with their incredible age. 1200 years ago, one Arab poet wrote that they were built even before the first man walked on earth, whatever that means. The search for any truth behind such stories is discouraged by the current orthodoxy as the easily dismissed wild ravings of ignorant backward folk best swept under the rug in favour of modern methods. 3 things you didn't know the Arabs found in the Great Pyramid. The Abbasid dynasty were third line of successors to the Islamic Caliphate founded nearly 2 centuries earlier. The Caliphate was the extent of the wider Islamic world which first maintained imperial and later a more ceremonial religious authority from its capital of Baghdad and later Cairo for centuries. Its leadership was a mix of Iranian and Arab. The Caliph himself ruled an immense empire from Baghdad. Caliph Al-Ma'mun ruled from here between the 8th and 9th centuries. When he was old, in the year 832 AD, the Caliph travelled to Egypt and gazed in wonder at the pyramids. Desiring to satiate his curiosity, he raised money for a treasure excavation, seemingly into the heart of each. Possibly not just the Great Pyramid, as is often claimed, but we don't know for sure. It is said that he found and sold at auction many treasures, merely, however, paying off the costs of the excavation, and down to the very penny. He marvelled at this miracle. We do not seem to possess official documents regarding the Caliph's excavation. We hope they perhaps lie in Istanbul or the Vatican Archive. Instead, we have stories and chronicles and poems written about his expedition and the wonders they uncovered. Discovery number 1. Metal that does not rust. What could this be? The following information comes to us from the legendary Arabian Nights. Invented or real, it tells a remarkable story. The 1001 Nights is a 1,000-year-old collection of ancient Middle Eastern folklore of unspeakable antiquity. The historical narrator responsible is Scheherazade, a woman to frame it all together. The cover story is there was once an Iranian king with an unfaithful wife. He has her executed. From then on, to prevent his heartbreak from ever occurring again, and to get revenge on womankind, he decides to have relations with a new virgin every day, and then have her beheaded the following dawn at sunrise, before she has a chance to become unfaithful. Some say 1,001 women died this way. During her final night, a lady, Scheherazade, begins to tell the king a tale he has never heard before. When dawn breaks, she always says the same thing every day. "O king, there is no time to finish. Dawn is breaking." He invariably decides to spare her for just one more night, until 1001 nights and 1001 stories have passed. Amazingly, she tells the story of Caliph Ma'mun's journey into the Great Pyramid, a tale told on night number 398. She starts, "Oh, it has reached me, great king, that Al-Ma'mun marvelled at the pyramids." She tells the king there are actually 30 chambers in the Great Pyramid when we know there are only 3. She continues and says there were weapons found there with rustless blades because they were covered in exotic unguents. But what does that even mean? Is the author describing something he can understand? Or is he using words to describe something he cannot understand? The idea of metal that does not rust possibly reminds one of the rustless pillar of India, which now allegedly does contain rust. It also reminds one of stainless steel made with chrome and other ingredients invented in the 20th century. What were these weapons? Discovery number 2, glass which does not break. The Arabian Night says that in the pyramid, therein also are vessels of glass which bend and break not, containing various kinds of compound drugs and sympathetic waters. What are they talking about? In other words, it describes something like test tubes which cannot break, plastic of remarkable strength, possibly, and containing strange liquid substances. But what exactly? Plastic? The excavators were too ignorant to know. What could this have been? It sounds like, yes, possibly some kind of flexible plastic or transparent substance with a high strength and endurance. And what was in these vials? What chemicals or biological agents were found there? Discovery number 3, a haul of records and artworks which do not really sound Egyptian. This is a contentious one, but let me explain. The text of the Arabian Night states that the second pyramid, the Khafre Pyramid, contained plentiful tablets made by priests on a stone tablet called sirenite, a kind of weak quartz. It claims that each ancient priest made their own tablet containing the sum of their ancient wisdom, and these were deposited in the second pyramid. The tablets contained, it claims, artworks of kings, quote-unquote, working with their hands at all manner of mechanism and seated on stepped thrones. What could that even mean? I have personally never seen any Egyptian artwork of a king working with his hands at a mechanism, unless we are talking about the Amenhotep art where the king holds life from the sun. The only time I've seen a mechanism operated by a king is what we see in the Mayan Pakal sarcophagus. The Mayans also built pyramids, stepped pyramids, and we know the ancient Americans had similar construction techniques to pre-Egypt. So why not actually the same artworks as well, the same original source? Does the Arabian Night number 398 tell the truth? A question we today cannot answer. It needs to be said that the Night is not entirely specific on whether the Caliph himself found these objects, merely that the pyramids once contained or still contain these objects. The Arabian Nights provide an interesting perspective. Yet, according to the conventional history, Ma'mun found almost nothing, seeing the pyramid was already empty, and also broke open the king's sarcophagus, discovering it was also empty. We don't really know, however, the truth. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and also for 34,000 subscribers. That's really cool. See you soon with so much more, and don't forget to hit subscribe.